Welcome to Season 10 of Fast Forward. I'm Jimmy G. Fast Forward is a magazine-style show produced by the students in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at UNL. Everyone needs to stay fit. Our own track and field star, Bobby Carter, is going to teach you how to jump in a unique way. Take a look.
Get fit on Fast Forward Fitness. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fast Forward Fitness. My name is Bobby Carter, and today we're going to get fit. Today's guest, we have UNL track star Rashad Moxie. Let's bring him out.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Rashad, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, Rashad, how is our UNL track athletes doing this season?
This season we're doing fairly well. We're ranking the top 3 in the Big Ten Conference. This weekend we're going out to Ohio to come back home with two Big Ten championships, hopefully.
Wow, that is so awesome. Now, this show is all about being fit. So today we're going to find out if Rashad can beat me in 5 spring jumps. But first, we're going to let him explain on how to do the spring jumps and how it helps.
Well, first, spring jumps are used to test and develop explosiveness in an athlete. However, to do this exercise, you will need your legs to be shoulder width apart, with your knees slightly bent in a power position so that you can explode continuously 5 times.
Wow, now that is awesome. Now that you know, let's take a trip to the Bob Devaney complex. Okay, we are here at the Bob Devaney complex, about to get in some good old spring jumps. Rashad's over there getting ready, but let's see who's gonna win. I think I'll beat him.
How high, real high, cause I'm just so fly. A young, lovable, huggable type of guy. And everything is to the back with a little slack. Cause inside out is wicked and wicked and wicked and whack. I come stopping with something pumping to keep you jumping. R&B, rapping, bull crap is what I'm dumping. Ain't nothing something about crisscross, we all at. So when they ask, do they rock, say believe it.
Now that really works your legs. You can try this in the gym or at your nearest track, but make sure you stretch first. Thanks for joining us, Rashad. Now that's all we have for you guys this week. Make sure you join us next week as we'll have another special guest. Who will it be? This is Fast Forward Fitness. See you guys next week.
Woo! Wow, that's a workout. Thank you, Bobby. Have you ever wondered how they make music that you hear on the radio? Our music expert, Anthony Vance, is going to show you in Producer's Place. Take a look.
Hello, welcome to Producer's Place. I'm Anthony, and today I'm going to be walking you through a quick tutorial about sidechain compression in Ableton Live. And this is a really useful technique. It's used extensively in dance music to add the breathing effect, and it's used in all types of music to allow space for your kick drum to come through in your mix. And basically what you're doing is choosing an instrument to be compressed every time that your bass kick hits. It'll compress that sound. So to get started, I have an 808 kit here on track 1, and I'm going to double click to open up a loop here, and I'm going to put an 808 kick at the 1.1 and 1.3, and I'll put a side stick here at the 1.3 as well. And So yeah, let's see what we got here so far. Okay, so now we're going to pick the instruments that we want to sidechain compress. So I want to sidechain a couple instruments here. So I'm going to select those, hit Shift, and then I'm going to create a group under Edit, Group Tracks. And now I'll add a compressor here onto the group, and this will compress anything that is in that group. And so to sidechain, you hit this little sidechain toggle, this little arrow, and select the sidechain button. And then you want to take the audio from track 1, the 808 kit. And so now you'll see that the audio from track 1 is coming through. So we want to bring the threshold down here. And we might bring the ratio up a little bit. You can play around with it, see what sounds good. And I'll kind of play with the attack and release time a little bit. But so now play a track under here, and you'll see that everything that you play it kind of breathes with this bass kick. So we'll start here. So yeah, that's how you do sidechain compression in Ableton Live. And so next week we're going to be doing some sound design, and so come back, see us then on Producer's Place.
Thank you, Anthony. Speaking of music, Grace Cluck had a chance to hang out with an up-and-coming beatboxer. Let's take a look at what we call creative.
Everybody give it up for my man, D-Wayne Beatbox!
Ladies and gentlemen, everything that you're about to hear, it's coming out of my mouth, my mouth, my mouth.
My name's Dwayne Taylor. I'm 20 years old, a public relations and communication studies major, and I'm a beatboxer. I started beatboxing my freshman year of high school. It was in the spring after track season, and I was bored, like I needed a new hobby. So I was always doing these like click rolls, which sound like, and I'd walk around the halls being like. After about a year doing that, I started to do more things. And my friends were like, whoa, hey, you know you're beatboxing. And I was like, what? Performance-wise, it's always difficult to come up with new things. I think with like beatboxing, you hit a plateau so much faster than like other things, because you learn, like, you get the muscle memory down and you're like, cool, like I have this set of things I can do. But then like you have to do more. You have to get better at that. So you gotta overcome that plateau. I could have been cleaner there. And do something even better. As a beatboxer, it's really difficult for like people to take it seriously. And it's not difficult for them to take it seriously, but like I had a friend, for instance, the other day. She said, well, when I heard you beatbox in person, I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't think he's really that good. And then she heard me on a microphone a few days later at a show and was like, oh my gosh, like, I thought you weren't that good. And then I actually heard you do it on a microphone and it sounded great. Like, sometimes it takes a little more sound amplification for people to understand. There's kind of like a wave of like my age beatboxers across the world that really inspires me. Like, there are world champions that are chilling in like Bulgaria and France and Spain and Germany. Like, they're all my age or just a slight bit older. I don't want to say it's a new art form, but it's always being revised because like people are finding out the human body has no limits. So like that's what inspires me. For me, I try to practice about 8 hours every day. I wake up and stretch, and then as I go throughout my day, I have kind of a constant beat that I'm working on, or constant sound that I'm working on. My goals with beatboxing are to keep performing, like just keep performing, let people know like this is an art form. Like, hey, this isn't just a gimmick, I promise. It's awesome. Yeah, it takes skill and it's tough work.
That was rockin'. Thank you, and pretty cool. Thank you, Grace. Up next, Fast Forward Sports host Zach Clark discusses the latest topics in sports.
Good afternoon. Welcome into the premiere of Beyond the Score. I'm your host, Zach Clark. I want to give a quick overview on what this show will be about. We'll have a buy or sell discussions on various sports topics, inside looks of local sports venues, and getting to know athletes in the Lincoln area beyond the field or court. Today, we will start by having a discussion, and my guest this afternoon is Nebraska track athlete Bobby Carter. Hi. And Jimmy Grzeski from Syracuse, New York, who's been in the sports business for quite some years now. So, gentlemen, well, thank you for being here. We'll start off with the big news that happened over the weekend. Nebraska athletics and women's Nebraska basketball winning the Big Ten championship, Nebraska baseball team getting a sweep, and spring practice starting up for football. And the biggest news was on Sunday where Nebraska basketball beat Wisconsin, number 9 Wisconsin that is, and they are heading to the Big Ten tournament. So pose this question to you, buy or sell? Nebraska wins their first NCAA tournament game this year. Bobby?
Well, Zach, I'm going to have to go with sell, and let me tell you why. I say sell because Nebraska basketball, I feel like they haven't been consistent this season. They've been doing really well. They've only lost one game here at the home game and Pinnacle Bank Arena, and I feel like if they're consistent, then yes, they can move on and do better in the first game of the tournament. But right now, I'm going to stick to saying no.
Okay. Jimmy?
I'm buying, and I'll tell you why I'm buying. First of all, Tim Miles, his second year, he's turning this program around. He's developing a winning culture. Second thing, first time in the tournament, you're probably going to be a 10 or 11 seed. Traditionally, that's a 6-11, 7-10 matchup in the first round. Those teams are usually even and are good for upsets that will happen. Nebraska's been great at home. They won 13-1. Yeah, they got to do a better job on the road, but they had a big road victory at Indiana. And in the tournament, you're playing on a neutral court. This team has grown from the first half of the year to the second half of the year. I think this team's going to win a tournament game.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. You know, with the way Nebraska started the conference play, they started off 0-4, and then they finished, 10-2. Yeah, I mean, what a great way to finish the season. And, you know, I think if Nebraska gets the right matchups, they could maybe get a win, maybe 2. Who knows? But the other big news was today was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant announced that he is done for the rest of this season, but he will be back next year. Now, he's going to be 36 by next season, so I pose this question to you, buy or sell, Kobe Bryant will win his 6th ring in these next 2 years. Jimmy?
I'm selling. First of all, he's 36. The Lakers are in a rebuild mode right now. It's going to take them at least 2-3 years to get that club turned around. And the Western Conference teams, you have Oklahoma, Doc Rivers into the Clippers, Houston, San Antonio still around. Kobe doesn't have enough left in his tank. He can't do it by himself. He needs players, and our players are going to want to come to LA and play in that tough Western Conference.
Well, I'm going to have to go with buy, and let me tell you why. Well, Kobe Bryant has been fighting his way up ever since he got into the NBA. When he first got there out of high school, 18 years old, he had to prove to people that he was the best. Yes, he's been hurt. Yes, he's been through a lot. But as a previous player, I've been there. I've been in his shoes. I feel like he's a beast, and he's not going to let anyone tell him otherwise. Yes, he is getting old. I agree with that. But guess what? Michael Jordan came back within the early 2000s. He came back with the Wizards and still was proving that he was the best player as he is today.
But not so fast. He did not win with the Wizards. At all. Kobe Bryant needs players around him, and our players are going to want to go to LA and play in that tough Western Conference out there. I know it's not going to happen for Kobe. Kobe will not win number 6 at all.
Yeah, and I think the Lakers are definitely going to be one of those teams when they test the free agency. They're going to get a lot of, this free agency that's coming up, there's going to be some heck of a lot of good players coming out. And you're also going to get a really good draft pick because, as we know, they haven't been so good this year. So I think the Lakers are actually going to be all right. I think they're going to get those pieces as of right now. I know that they basically know that they're not a winning team right now. I mean, they got blown out by 50 points to the Clippers in their own building. So we'll see.
Zach, all I got to say is watch out for Doc Rivers, the guy from Boston, my former Celtics coach. Watch out for the Doc Rivers and the Clippers. They're the new sheriff in LA now.
Yeah. And finally, getting into a little baseball talk. Major League Baseball is 18 days away now from opening day. And Major League Baseball made a new rule change to the collisions at home plate. So I pose this question to you guys regarding the leagues protecting their players. Buy or sell, should leagues look out for their players even though it may change the game?
Now, Zach, I'm going to have to go with buy, and let me tell you why. My thing is, let these players play. I understand that they are trying to help them, and in order, for them to get better, in order for them to stay healthy. But my thing is, you're taking away from the players when there's so many rules involved. Let them play the game that they love doing. It's part of the game. People are going to get injured. My only thing is, if they are not doing it on purpose, sliding into the plate and hurting these players. Now, if that gets to be a problem, then yes, I feel like this rule should be, taken used to.
Okay. Jimmy?
Bobby, I hate to say it, I'm actually going to agree with you. I'm buying into this. The baseball's changing so much. We're bringing instant replay now. We're taking the human element out. I do agree where athletes are getting bigger. They got to do something about the concussion and stuff like that. But yeah, you can't take the game out of the players' hands. They know the risks back there. They understand it. But you're walking that fine line. If you're going to try this rule out, try it in the minor leagues. Try it in spring training and see how it goes. Maybe the athletes have to get coached up a different way and how this game is evolving. But as far as the collisions goes, you're a catcher. That's the hardest spot on the field out there. You know you're going to get whacked. Something's got to be done, but I do agree with Bobby. You can't you can't take this away from the players. But things do have to change somewhere, Bobby, to protect the players a bit. Is it eliminating the collisions? No. Are you going to fine a guy? No. I don't think there's a really right or a wrong answer to this.
But it could start there, that we looked at the NFL, what happened to the NFL. First it started with fines, and then it's going to suspensions. And now they're even thinking about banning people from leagues if it's too gruesome of a hit. So where's that fine line that you walk? Because if we go down this road, where's it going to lead to?
My only thing is, what is going to happen once someone does slide in and collides with the catcher? Are they going to be suspended? Are they going to be fined? See, that's like you were saying, is like, I feel like it can get to a point where it's beginning to be too much of a stress for the players.
You don't know when you're supposed to hit the brakes or not hit the brakes at all. And but the athletes are getting bigger, and they're right now. I understand they're trying to protect the catcher, but if you're not comfortable playing back there, if you can't take the hits, then don't play it.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
Yeah, and you got to remember that these players are, this is their job that they have to do. So when they're running home, their job is to score runs. And so if they have to run over a player to do their job,
what they can change is, if you're not going to run it, you can change the velocity, you can change the speed on where are they going to hit them. Do they go lower instead of going higher? Mm-hmm. You can work on that stuff so where the collision and the impact isn't as hard on where they're getting hit.
But my only thing is, I feel like the major leagues, they should work on the catchers. Mm-hmm. They should work with them in practice, having them straddle the plate instead of being totally in front of the plate, so that they could swipe the player as he comes into home plate.
Or having, instead of going up the line, yes, repositioning of the catchers to do it. So yeah, instead of taking away from the runners, like I said, I actually agree with you on this one, Bobby.
Yeah, and I agree too, because you see some catchers where they totally put themselves right in the middle of the plate, like they'll block the area so they, nobody can come slide in between their legs or anything. Like they make a wall right on that plate, and that's.
If you're gonna make that wall, guess what? Then you better be prepared to make to get hit like that.
Exactly, because I know when I was younger playing little leagues or semi-pro, my coach told me if they're straddling the plate, you run them over.
You run them over.
It's nothing against them, but you're here to play baseball.
Yes, mm-hmm.
You're there to play baseball.
Yep.
That is all today. Thank you for joining us here at Beyond the Score. Special thanks to my guests Bobby Carter and Jimmy Grzeski. Next week, I go inside a Lincoln organization that is using skateboarding as a way to reach out to youth in the community. Really pumped for that one. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Zach Clark from everyone here at Beyond the Score. Have a good night.
Thank you, Zach. In the next segment that we call Slice Out, I ventured out to test the knowledge of some college students. Take a look.
Slice out.
Hi, I'm Jimmy G, and welcome to another edition of Slice Out. Today we're at the J School, and we're going to go inside and we're going to test out the brains and knowledge of some of our brightest and future journalists. All right, and I'm talking with
Laney Holstein.
We're coming into the month of March Madness, so we're going to test your basketball knowledge. Who invented the sport of basketball?
No idea.
How many Division I-A teams play college basketball?
345.
How many teams are now in the NCAA tournament?
68.
Where was the shot clock invented?
Austin, Texas, 1975.
I'm talking with
Hey, Megan Williams.
Megan. Where are you from?
I'm from Rancho Cucamonga, California.
What is the single A baseball team in Rancho Cucamonga called?
I don't know.
What is the mountain range in Rancho Cucamonga?
San Andreas. Santa Monica. San Diego.
The Golden Gate Bridge. Do you know where that is?
San Francisco.
Do you know who the mascot is for the San Francisco Giants?
A seal?
A seal.
Sea lion.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right, I'm talking with
Kelly Keogh.
Kelly. Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
I've heard that you're a die-hard hockey fan, and hockey's not really big around here in Nebraska.
That's true. Unfortunately, it's not, but yes, you heard right. I'm a huge hockey fan.
All right. Just give me the 6 NHL original hockey teams.
Chicago Blackhawks, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Boston Bruins, Detroit Red Wings, Montreal Canadiens, New York Rangers.
Very good. How many NHL teams are in the league?
30.
Who won the Stanley Cup Finals last year?
That'd be the one and only Chicago Blackhawks.
Do you know the goal song for the Chicago Blackhawks?
I do. It's the Chelsea Dagger.
Can you kind of sing it or hymn it right now? Very good. With
Amanda Saltero.
Amanda, I've heard that you're the Miss Nebraska.
Yes, I am.
And there's got to become a lot of responsibilities with knowing being Miss Nebraska, correct?
Yes.
Because as Miss Nebraska, you travel a lot, correct?
Yes, but I use the GPS. I don't navigate on my own.
So what happens if the GPS fails?
I go to Google.
What happens if your electronic devices fail?
I call my mom.
What president was born in the state of Nebraska?
I have no idea.
It's not a Chevy, it's...
Ford.
How many continents are there on this earth?
7.
She's turning for help.
Nuh-uh. I'm thinking. That's my
She's
thinking
thinking,
face.
yeah, your thinking face. What's your smiling face?
Like this.
What face do you use when a guy asks you out and you say no to him? Amanda, being a celebrity, have people asked for your autograph before?
Yes.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
It's hard to write on this. There you go.
Well, those were some interesting answers. But watch out because you could be on the next Slice Out. Anyways, in our last segment, social media expert Jenny McKee is going to get us caught up on what's happening around campus and what we like to call, what the H?
Hey Fast Forward, my name is Jenny McKee and this is WTH. This week I decided to give a recap of trends in social media from the past week. The week started with the Oscars, where the stars waited with anticipation to hear the results. Leonardo DiCaprio led with the most social media mentions after not winning Best Actor. People were using things like #PoorLeo and #GiveLeo an Oscar to express their disappointment. Jennifer Lawrence was second in social media mentions after she tripped on the red carpet and was being noted as the best dressed. But Ellen DeGeneres took the win for the most retweeted tweet ever after posting an Oscar selfie that included stars like Meryl Streep, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, and others. Then social media blew up with meme-like versions of the Ellen selfie. Next up is a hoverboard video that racked up over 12 million views. The question is it real or is it fake? Take a guess. It was later found out that the video is a fake. Tony Hawk, who appears in Hoverboard's video, gave this apology.
It's Tony Hawk here. I want to apologize for the hoverboard prank. I thought it would be obvious that it was fake, but a lot of people believed it, and I wanted to believe it as much as you did. But to me, it was just a fun opportunity to ride in a DeLorean with Doc and to actually ride on the stunt harness that they use in Back to the Future 2. And here's what it looked like in real life.
Action!
As you can see, the video was intended to be an obvious hoax, but that isn't quite what happened. Mardi Gras was another hot topic as Fat Tuesday was March 4th. A video of NOPD doing the wobble went viral after a bystander captured their dance moves. It was also noted to be one of the coldest Mardi Gras celebrations. The high on Fat Tuesday was 41 degrees, and the city usually sees temperatures in the 60s this time of year. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is what happened a decade ago. I'm going to take you back and show you a mashup of what was popular in 2004.
A-Town yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Usher, usher, usher. Let's go.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show. For Anthony, Grace, Bobby, Jenny, Zach, I'm Jimmy G. Thanks for watching Fast Forward.